Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be doing part 2 to what if Deku was, had the quirk Joker, which if you remember from the last episode was actually just John's ability from Okay, anyway. Okay, Midoriya, this is actually part 1. So, Midoriya, Serafina, Arlo and them. This is so crooked. Oh my god, this is gonna bother me. Just don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. I gotta know. Oh, why didn't the... Oh god. Okay, it's whatever. It's fine. Just leave it alone. Don't walk back over there. Okay. So today we're going to be doing, obviously, part 1. This is actually the part 1. Last part was part 0, basically me explaining how the story and, the characters and all them. So, I am going to give Midoriya a limitation on his quirk. You remember how the whole spiel I had that Midoriya has the ability to make weaker quirks into stronger quirks, and then the stronger versions into even stronger? Yeah, scratch that whole thing. He can't sacrifice quirks. If he chooses one kind of good quirk and then sacrifices a bunch of quirks that are like it to it, he can't do that. No, that's too much like another what if. It's not what if Deku was the Joker. No, had the quirk Joker. It's a different one. Anyway, so again, Midoriya, let me shut this door over here. Yes, it is 2 a.m. in the morning. Okay. I'm just gonna switch the AC over to cool. Alright, so anyway, getting back to the story. Now, getting into the story, actually. Now, when Midoriya, he's walking to class, he's got his bag, By the way, at this point, Midoriya has learned how to control his abilities. A guy with, and it's not Blake, it's that guy that told him to not use his quirk, walks up to him like, what did I talk to you about? And Midoriya's like, I have better control. I can control myself. I am not gonna, the guy grabs Midoriya by the face. It doesn't matter. Your quirk is too dangerous. Just be glad we let you stay alive. Serafina freezes time, takes Midoriya, walks a few steps away, and then unfreezes it. Midoriya's like, Serafina, why'd you let him grab you? Serafina's like, why'd you let him grab you, Izuku? Wait a minute. She starts looking at Midoriya. She notices he's scared. She starts looking at the guy and is like, this is the guy? Serafina, it's okay. No. This is the guy. Serafina, it's fine. Listen, it's nothing you need to worry about. I'm okay. No. See, listen here. Listen here, you rat. Listen here, you old mushroom-looking man. Huh? You broke this kid? Forced him to wear a collar that not only suppressed his body, but his power. Not only his powers, but his actual body. He was weak and frail. You forced a child to go through years of abuse. because you sealed away his power. He nearly killed him. That was his first time turning it on. Just because, okay, so you're telling me if my quirk just turned on, which is the ability to stop time and rewind it as I see fit. You're telling me if my quirk just randomly activated one day and I had zero control, you'd do the same? Well, no, exactly. Now you're going to turn around and walk away? Actually, what department do you work for? I work for, he says, I work for blank department. Oh, that's under my father's company. Maybe I should talk to him and ask him to pull funding. Wait, there's no need to do that. I'll back off. Seraphina, that wasn't... She grabs Izuku. It was. Also, she, her head only reaches Izuku's chest, so... I mean, she's the same height. Midoriya's just really tall. He's like, Seraphina, that wasn't necessary. Yes, it was. He hurt my cinnamon roll. I'm not a cinnamon... Shh, you are my cinnamon roll. Ugh. Sarah. What, Zuzu? Yes, his nickname for Seraphina is now Zuzu. As Ray, Blake, Eisen, and Arslo. I said Ars. Walk up and are like, so, Sarah. Sarah. Yeah, Sarah. It's whatever. So, Sarah and Zuzu. Midoriya, his eyes immediately go orange. I'm sorry, you want to repeat that? All of them are like, no. As Arlo walks up, Midoriya, brings his hand back. Boom! Right into Arlo's face. As steam is coming off of his hand. Say it again. I dare you. Ow. Yep, that hurt. Sorry. As said. Anyway, how are you at? No, wait. It was Blake that did it instead of Arlo. Made it even funnier. Anyway, did you hear about the talent show coming up? Talent show? Oh, yeah. No, scratch that. No talent show. Anyway, so, now, while they're walking home, the sludge villain appears, and Midoriya's like, oh, hey, Arlo, you mind if I use your ability? Be my guest. Midoriya encases him in a barrier and starts crushing him. Until he's like in a small ball and he can just, he's tossing it and catching it. All Might shows up like, I am here? Where is here? Hold on, did you see the sludge villain? Oh yeah, this guy. Here you go. Huh? What the? You caught him? Yeah. It was really easy. Young man, you're not allowed to use your quirk. I didn't use my quirk. I used his quirk. What? You stole... No. My ability is I can copy and store quirks. I just copied his and used it. Anyway, All Might, it's never a pleasure. Young Midoriya, I'm sorry about... You can save it. I don't want to hear it. Also, I'm going to change one thing. If Midoriya's parents didn't die in the last part, yeah, they did. They super did. He kind of lives on his own now, because he's 15. Apparently, 15 is the age you're legally allowed to move out of your parents' house in Japan. So, yeah. So, Seraphina is like, Zuzu, why'd you talk to the number one hero like that? He's the reason my parents are dead. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just go. All of them walking behind Midoriya. So Arlo's like, so, we're going to UA, correct? Yep, that's the plan. All of us are gonna try out and get into Class 1A. Well, except for maybe Aizen. Ray and, Blake and, Seraphina bust out laughing. Aizen's like, that's so mean! Ray walks over to comfort him, like, oh, it's okay. We all know you're kinda dumb. And Aizen's like, you too, Ray? She says yes. Anyway, Midoriya, it's a pleasure. It was a pleasure. See you in UA. See you in UA. Ursula. I told you, stop using that nickname. I'm not going to. You should know this. They bump the back of their hands and they keep walking. Well, guys, this is my stop, so I'll see you in UA. See you in UA. So, now it's time for the UA entrance exam. Yeah. Basically, Midoriya just uses, Ray's quirk, Ray's ability of lightning, along with Aizen and Blake's abilities. So he's able to he's able to use the lasers to make connection points and then just electrocute the robots if they don't destroy instantly. He'll occasionally use Arlo's ability to save someone. Now, when the Zero Pointer shows up, he's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. So he starts powering up. He's like, you know what? I haven't done this before, but let's give this a whirl. As his eyes glow like a really bright orange. As behind him, you just see this giant you see, coming off of Midoriya's back, his aura is actually stretching outward off of his back. And his shadow. It's coming out of his back and his shadow. It's rising, getting bigger and bigger. It starts to form something. As Midoriya, is currently using his secondary ability. Because he has two abilities. No, wait, never mind. Scratch that. Well, he has two different abilities from his own quirk. But the second one, the energy aura thing, yeah, that doesn't happen. Basically, all Midoriya does is he activates Sarah's quirk ability, and then immediately freezes time, and he uses a strengthening quirk to start wailing on the Zero Pointer, and then he jumps up, full fist back, straight through the Zero Pointer's face. And he also is using the a hardening ability and a strength and speed enhancer. So, yeah, he's using a lot of abilities at once, which is like a massive boost to his power. But it does put a little bit of strain on him. Midoriya, after doing that, rewinds himself to before he did it, and now his stamina's fixed. Nothing's broken or anything. As he's like, alright, crap, it's falling! Midoriya starts running over. He grabs it, and he's like, crap, this is really heavy! As the lightning starts appearing around him. What the heck? As you can see gears and cogs and stuff appear too. As they're getting electrically charged, as they're getting struck by the lightning Midoriya's creating, causing them to spin even faster. Midoriya's like, what's going on? As he creates a barrier and then launches the zero pointer off of him. What the what? Did I just fuse abilities? Well, I could already do that, but I didn't know I could use all of them at once. That's crazy. Nah, he just launches it, pretty much. So, then he's like, this is cool. So, he passes the entrance exam. Time skip, yes, I am skipping over Aizawa's exam. Yes, I am skipping over the Heroes vs. Villains exam. I'm just going straight to the USJ. And then, I'm going to do something a little different. Just a little different. Just a little bit different. For the sports festival. So, basically, everybody, the villains show up and Midoriya's like, Aizawa, your quirk, now! What? Just turn it on! Okay, why? Do it! Fine! He activates his quirk and looks at Kurogiri. Kurogiri can't warp. Thanks for the quirk. Huh? Oh, right! Your power. I forgot about that. As Midoriya runs down, as he uses his, when his eyes light up orange and black, they light up orange, and then basically he puts his hands together. Now, what he's doing currently is creating anti-quirk barrier. Everything inside of the barrier can't use their quirk. Except for Midoriya and people who he lets use their quirk. So he has it set to where everyone he's locked onto with Hunter, which, he locked onto all the villains, are affected by the anti-quirk barrier. Everyone else, safe. As, he releases it, it starts just growing exponentially, and then it completely encompasses the USJ. All the villains are like, we can't use our quirks, what's going on? The Nomu just falls over dead. Because I personally believe the only reason that Nomu was able to live, at all, is because of the hyper regeneration. I mean, having your DNA spliced would kill you if it wasn't for the fact that if you could regenerate faster than you could take damage. So, yeah. So that's the Nomu taken care of. So, Midoriya can only hold his barrier because he's just, this is his first time using it for 20 minutes. Which, he starts taking out villains, Aizawa starts taking out villains, everyone starts taking out villains. But, by the time Izuku sees, Shigaraki and Kurogiri, the barrier is about to run out, so he starts running over there, and the barrier deactivates. Right at the moment he's about to hit Kurogiri, who warps himself and Shigaraki out of there. So, getting straight into the sports festival. Now, I am going to change one thing. Instead of they were going to do a sports festival, but they're going to do something a little different. Just a little different. See, they posted on, I don't know, My Hero page or something, some kind of like Facebook for My Hero Academia, saying, should we do the UA Sports Festival or a talent show, basically. And a lot of them did say talent show. Now there's a reason, I'm doing a talent show. So, a bunch of people did say yes to the talent show, some said no, but majority rule. So, to get the talent show set up, they get the talent show set up. So, as I was like, okay, class, make groups, da-da-da-da-da, do this, that, and the other thing. You know, Midoriya's like, cool. It's, you're like, well, I guess a song hits kind of close to home. I guess I could sing this. I'm going to tell you the name of the song, and I'm going to tell you what happens. I can't put the song on, or else I might get copyright claimed. So, just go look up the song. The song I'm going to choose is really good. Just trust. So, basically, everyone gets into groups. Now, Seraphina, you know, and Ray, Blake, Aizen, and that's about it, because Arlo doesn't want to join Midoriya. Try to get Midoriya to do something with him. He says, no thanks, I got something planned. You know, he walks over to Tokoyami. You mind giving me a hand with something, Toko? Toko? My, already gave everyone a nickname? Yeah. Sue is Sue. Asui is Sue. Ida over there is Glasses. Kid with the explosion quirk is Boom. Is Explosion. Or, High Explosive. Kirishima is Rocksteady. That Denki kid is just Deep Fried Isaac. Like, you can't look at it. I'm being honest with you. If I had a picture, I'd show you the comparison of Aizen to Kaminari. They look almost identical. Just a wee bit different. Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit different. Anyway. Where was I? Oh yeah. He's like, jeez. You know, you really have no filter. Well, I try. Anyway, come on, let's do it. You gonna work with me? Sure, Izu. Sure, Izuku. Sure, Midoriya. Call me Mito. Okay, Mito. Let's do this. So, you know, some people do, like, little acts, some do dance routines, some, like, one other one sings. So, everyone's pretty hyped. You know, Midoriya gets on stage with an electric guitar, wearing, like, God, how should I put this? He's wearing a leather jacket, gloves, fingerless gloves, I should say. You know. And Tokoyami is wearing Tokoyami attire. Just put it that way. So, Midoriya grabs the mic, you know, he adjusts his guitar. You know, he strums it, and he's like, cool. Testing, 1, 2, everything good? Tokoyami, your instrument good? You know, Tokoyami's like, yeah, I'm set. Alright, let's do this. So, they're singing The Kid I Used to Know by Hold the Phone. You know. And while Midoriya is singing it, you know, everyone's like, holy crap, he's awesome! You know, fangirls are going nuts. Some of the guys are going crazy too, because, you know, he's freaking awesome. You know, pyrotechnics, explosives, because Midoriya is using quirks while doing it. You know, he starts floating off the ground while he's doing it. You know, he's using a voice amplification quirk to do pretty much what President Mike does. And, you know how it is. So, at one point, his shadow, starts to grow. And a really big, creature comes out of it. It has, it's pretty much, Asta's demon. It pretty much looks identical to that. Again, I don't know what's up with me and my whole shtick with, including demons or dragons or whatever, but, demons and dragons, they're tight. Don't blame me for that. You can't lie. They're fire. They're just terrifying. Anyway. But it's kind of like Asta's, but 3 times bigger. It starts cackling. As, Seraphina and everyone are we've never, Seraphina and everyone else from Unordinary are we've never seen this before. As it spins, it starts wrapping its wings around Midoriya, creating a cocoon. As it starts stretching and spinning really quick. As, when it disappears, Midoriya is wearing, pretty much Asta's new demon form armor. Pretty much, minus the horns. And the, little marks on his cheeks and stuff. So, yeah. As he finishes, he starts going back towards the ground, and once he lands, he's that's all, folks. Have a good night. As he punches the ground, creating, a massive puff of smoke. As he grabs Tokiyami and dips, gets back into the crowd. Man. Oh, I'm so tired. Seraphina's what was that? Oh, I didn't tell you. Right. Well, after a while, my quirk started to gain its own properties, besides just copying. Basically, that thing, yeah, that's a part of me. Apparently, a part of my quirk latched on to one of my emotions, creating that thing. What emotion was that? Hate. What do you hate that much? You'd be surprised. Anyway. So, did you enjoy the show? Everyone, Seraphina's yeah, that was awesome, Midoriya. It was so good. I didn't know you had such a good singing voice. He's well, I do try. Arlo's okay, but that doesn't explain how you got that armor. Oh yeah, I've been practicing that for weeks. That was the first time I actually nailed it without breaking anything. Wait, what do you mean breaking something? Well, I either go into half form where I go into a berserker state, or it just doesn't work. In my body, the quirk, my quirk just completely shuts off, which makes me pretty much pass out. So that was the first time it actually successfully worked, and I am very glad it did. So can we talk to this demon thing? Oh, sure. As a little, chibi demon thing pops out of Midoriya's shadow, yo. Wait, what happened to that giant demon? Oh, well, this is his more... Actually... No, wait, it isn't a little chibi demon human thing, it's actually just a wolf. Because... So, this thing is what? Oh, it's one of the many forms my demon can take. He can take a lot of forms. Anyway. So, is that everything? Yeah, I guess. So anyways guys, I'm sorry that I didn't put much effort into this. I'm really tired.